Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's DJ from the Bookish Den, and if you're new here, hey, how you doing? Nice to have you here. Would love for you to stick around. If this is not your first video, then hey, so glad that you came back. I know that it's kind of been a while and there's been a large gap in between videos. My summer was completely chaotic, lots of health issue things going on, but that's okay. Let's just jump into this video. So today is a book haul, which is probably my favorite and least favorite videos to watch on BookTube. Here's why. My favorite videos, because I get all sorts of really great recommendations. My least favorite videos, because they make me spend money that I probably shouldn't have. Every time I find a video on BookTube that I really like, I go ahead and put it in my Amazon cart for future whatever. So this is a huge book haul, just to warn you. I bought a lot of books this summer because I was in bed a lot this summer, like I said, with health issues. So I spent a lot of money, but I was sent a lot of books this the past summer and kind of in September. Yeah, so this video is not going to be a synopsis of every single book that I show. I'm trying to make this video not a million years long, but it's probably still going to be long because that's the kind of videos that I like to do. I am going to link these books in the description down below so that you can check them out if you're wanting more information, but I will kind of give you an idea. I have them separated from books I was sent and books I purchased myself. The books I was sent pile is smaller, so we're going to start there. I don't even know how many books that I have here on my bed. It's kind of ridiculous. And I had a gift card for Amazon and I bought some more books last week, but they were used, so they're like kind of trickling in. I was going to include those in this haul, but I guess I'll include it in another one. I think I still have 5 more books that need to come in, and they're supposed to come in later on this week. So yeah, if you hear any children, they're playing in the living room, so you might end up hearing some kids in this video. I'm sorry. All right, well, let's get started, homies. So first is a book. This is a middle grade novel. It's Pearl by Brian Kendall. My daughter and I are actually reading this. I was sent this by the author, and it's for ages 9 and up. It's a pretty unique story. I really like the writing style. It is about a statue who lives underwater. She's never moved. She's never been anywhere. And then all of a sudden she is pulled from the ocean, and so it's kind of like her journey from that point on. It's pretty interesting. We are a couple of chapters and it's a fairly short book, but I'm really excited to see what happens in the story. Pretty, unique premise. My daughter, who is 10, really likes it too. So, and I love the artwork, and all of Brian Kendall's, his middle grade books, and maybe even his adult books, are illustrated like this on the cover, and I think they're super gorgeous. I like that a lot. Next, I was sent this, The Line Between by Tosca Lee, from the publisher, so thanks to Simon & Schuster for that. I have read this. I just finished this a few weeks ago. I absolutely loved it. This is a thriller. You follow a girl named Winter who, in the very beginning of the book, is kicked out of a doomsday cult. She is an adult age. I'm not going to get into why she got kicked out because spoilers, but she is trying to deal with the world around her, the world that she thought was supposed to be condemned. And while she's dealing with all of that, the world does start to go slightly crazy. There are people killing themselves in pretty brutal ways due to what is called early onset dementia, or at least that's what they think it is and how it's presenting itself. But she has kind of an insight onto what is really going on, and it's that whole journey. This had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. and I finished it in one day. I stayed up until 1 a.m. because I refused to put this down. And I don't typically read thrillers, but Tosca Lee writes, it's very clean. It's very much faith-based, but not preachy by any means. If you've ever read any of Ted Decker's books, she writes very similar to that. I know that they've collaborated a few times, and I can't stop like recommending this book. And I said I wasn't gonna like talk about the synopsis of these books too much, but I have to push this book. If you are into thrillers, or maybe you're just wanting something different in your fiction, try this. The sequel, which is called A Single Light, I think that's what it's called. I think it's called A Single Light. It just came out in the past 2 weeks, and that is in my Amazon cart. I'm going to pick that up, but pick this up. It is so good. I think what makes it scary is it's so probable, and a few times I had to put this down and kind of take a breather and be like, this is not really happening right now. Anyone else like that when they, read thrillers or anything that's pretty suspenseful? Anyway, pick that up. Next, sent from the publisher, this is Follow Me to the Ground by Sue Ransford. I don't know anything about this book. All I know is that it's something weird. It's a really weird synopsis. I think it's about a daughter and her father, and they can heal people by like opening their bodies and maneuvering things with their hands. I don't know. What does it say? I don't know. This is one of those books that I would probably just go in blind and see how it goes. It's a fairly small book, but that cover is gorgeous. Now this is an ARC, so this is not probably the final edition. And so I don't know if this is like the final cover. I really hope it is, because it's pretty awesome looking, but I don't know anything. I don't know anything about this. This doesn't come out until towards the end of January 21st. So be on the lookout for that. The book sent from the publisher is Revolution by W.L. Goodwater. This is a Cold War magic novel. This is an ARC 2. This comes out in November. And I want to say, I think this is the second book. Here is kind of the media kit. Oh, it doesn't say, but I'm almost certain this comes out November 2nd. And it's the blurb on the back is, after the wall fell, nothing could be the same. So this is based in Cold War Berlin. Yeah. And it's a fantasy novel. They talk about magic. Magic always creates new monster. I am highly intrigued by this, but I'm almost certain that this is a sequel to something, and I'm not seeing it. But check this out. This is from Ace Publishers, I believe. Oh, or Berkeley. Yeah, Berkeley from Penguin Random House. Yeah. If I can find if this is a sequel, I will make sure to put the first one down in the description box as well. And it looks like my kids got something on the cover. It actually looks like applesauce. #mom life. Another book that I was sent. This one is a finished copy. This is Fabulous Monsters by Alberto Manuel. This is Dracula, Alice, Superman, and other literary friends. And so, if I'm not mistaken, this book is kind of just a commentary from the author on some of his favorite characters and why he likes them, why he thinks that society holds on to them so on and so forth. It says on the back, in Fabulous Monsters, Alberto Manuel argues that imaginary characters portray our own lives. Yes, we say, this is how we are, this is what we do to one another, this is true. That perhaps is where literature can help most. So this is from Yale University Press, so thank you for the book. I always like to check if it's a pretty naked book, and it's nice and white. You don't see that very often. So that is Fabulous Monsters. This one is another ARC, The Louder Song by Aubrey Sampson, Listening for Hope in the Midst of Lament. I can't remember who sent me this, if it was the publisher or if it was the author. I'm not sure. I got this towards the beginning of the summer, I think. It doesn't say when it's supposed to be released. But this is a Christian book. And when you're in the midst of suffering, you want answers for the unanswerable, resolutions to the unresolvable. You want to tie up pain in a pretty little package and hide it under the bed, taking it out only when you feel strong enough to face it. But grief won't be contained. Grief disobeys, grief explodes. In The Louder Song, Aubrey Sampson shows us how God uses Lament to lead us between the already and the not yet. Sounds pretty deep. Sounds pretty good though. So that is that. That is The Louder Song. Next is The Essence of Shade from Deborah Jean Miller. Deborah sent this to me for review. This is a Christian novel, and it's pretty good. The first couple of pages really just grab you. This is not one of those Amish or frilly type of Christian fiction books. This does deal with some hard-hitting stuff. It is about a girl named Shade. Not a girl, a woman, a grown woman named Shade. And in the beginning of the book, her husband, who is not the best guy, to be quite honest, dies of a heart attack. And so then it kind of goes along her story dealing with that. There's some relationships and a child and all these things. It's a pretty hefty book. I think the cover is really great. But if you're looking for a Christian novel that is slightly different than pretty much everything that's on the market right now when it comes to just contemporary Christian fiction, definitely check it out. That's The Essence of Shade from Deborah Jean Miller. Next is Be the Bridge by Latasha Morrison. This is pursuing God's heart for racial reconciliation. This is an ARC. I have this. I am on the launch team for this. I am definitely behind on reading this, but everyone is going crazy about this book. So I'm really, really excited to read this. I think that this is going to be super great for the political climate that we are in right now. And I think it's probably a book that's pretty necessary. So I will definitely let you guys know about that. This comes out October 15th. So be on the lookout for that. This is Fair Play by Eve Rodsky, a game-changing solution for when you have too much to do and more life to live. I know nothing about this book. It seems to be a self-help book. It comes out October 1st, which is probably after the time that this this video goes up. But this is an ARC, and yeah, I really like the cover, really like the color choices there, but we'll see. This is definitely something that I like to read. I love these kind of self-help books. Sometimes I just need a break from anything too heavy, and these work really well for that. Next, this was sent from the author. I was on the launch team for this book. This is Rooted In by Susan Carson. Thriving in connection with God, yourself, and others. I really enjoyed this book. I think Susan really hit some hard-hitting things about your roots and how that affects the rest of your life, which I think is really great. I would recommend this as a group study type book. That's how it's kind of laid out. It's almost like a devotional in a way, but I could see this being really, really great for like a women's group. But this was one of the gifts for being on the launch team. And I really recommend this and think that it would be great for you guys to check out. And I got it signed. I always love when authors sign their books, and I always like to celebrate some independent authors. So that is Rooted In by Susan Carson. Check her out. I think she's on Instagram and Facebook. Two more that I was sent, and then we'll go into the damage that I did personally. This is American Dirt by Janine Cummings. This is touted to be a Grapes of Wrath of our times, which really drew me in and kind of made me excited. And then that cover is gorgeous. And this is the arc. I really hope that they stick with this cover. This comes out in January. It doesn't give an exact date. I mean, it even has those like the gorgeous pages. What are those called? Beveled pages, maybe? But what was this about? On this side, too, there are dreams. I believe this has to deal with, is it Cuban immigrants trying to come to the United States? Wow. Where's the synopsis? Is there not one? Oh, nope. This is the story of a Mexican mother and son who are trying to escape a vengeful drug lord. It's a road novel, a mother-son novel, and a portrait of a nation and a people under siege. And it is possibly an Own Voices book. I'm not sure. But I'm really, really excited to read this. Hopefully I will get to this before it comes out and I can tell you guys about it. But yeah, I was really brought in by the whole comparison to Grapes of Wrath. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to turn out. Last but not least, I know a lot of people have been talking about this book. And this is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I'm getting super tongue-tied. It's really late. I'm super tired. But I'm going to push through this. So please push through this video with me. And if you like this video, even with me being tired, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and to hit that subscribe button down there. That would just make my day. But this is Dance of Thieves. This is book 1 in the, what is this series called? It doesn't say. But this is from the author from the Remnant Chronicles. I have that series. I have not read that series. I have read the first few chapters of the first book and I put it down and I don't know why. And so I'm going to have to pick it back up again at some point because I have heard that you should not read this series unless you have read the first series, which makes me rather sad. The second book is going to be, oh, this is the Dance of Thieves duology. So there's only going to be 2 books. The next book is called Vow of Thieves. So this is Dance of Thieves. And then there's Vow of Thieves. But this came out not that long ago. I've heard some really good things about it. It's really gorgeous. It has a map, which I feel like every fantasy lover loves for their books to have, is a map. Tell me in the comments below if that's how you are, because that's definitely how I am. But that's it. So all of those were books that were sent to me. Now we're going to talk about the damage that I did myself. First off is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. Okay, so I have been getting into these like cutesy books. I've never been into these books before in my life. I can't even tell you which book kind of like dove me into the stories. Oh, I know what actually happened is I watched the, what is that movie on Netflix? Oh, that is going to bug me. The Guernsey and Potato Peel Pie Society. It's such a long name that I can never remember it. I know what, you know what I'm talking about. However, I watched that movie. I didn't think I was going to like it because I typically don't like even the movies that are from those like really sweet books, especially if it's like historical fiction type things. And I loved it. And I have the book coming in. That's one of the books that I bought with my gift card. And I'm really excited about that. So putting that in my cart, I started getting some more recommendations for these like really cute contemporary books. And I thought I would give them a go. Lately, my anxiety has kept me from some of the books that I normally read. And I just need some goodness. Like with, you know, scrolling through Facebook and the political climate and what's going on in our country and social media and just the mess. I've got like personal drama going on and I just need some feel good stuff. So that's why some of these are way out of like my realm of comfort on what I normally read, but I feel like I need this in my life. So this is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. And this is about a girl who's kind of super introverted, and her dad that she didn't even know dies, and he leaves behind like this family, this pretty big family, and they want to meet her. So yeah, so she has all of the issues that us normal introverts have. Like, do you just run away? Do you just act like it never happened? Or do you dive in and actually meet these people? So I'm pretty excited. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I just need, like I said, I just need a lighthearted read. On that whole lighthearted read thing, this is Meg Cabot's new contemporary romance, No Judgments. I am really excited about this. This is about and if you don't know who Meg Cabot is, she's the one who wrote the Princess Diaries, which who doesn't love? So I'm really excited to see how she writes adult fiction. But this is about a girl who moves to Florida and a hurricane comes, but she decides not to leave, which we know you should never ever do. And so she tries to help some of the pets that have been left behind, and then she meets a guy, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah, she has a plan to save as many of the creatures as she can. So she is saving these stranded pets, which I think is so adorable, and I'm not even like a pet person, but I thought that was really cute. We all love these new illustrated covers that are coming out on the contemporary romance novels, and yeah, I'm hoping this is good. I've heard mixed reviews about this one too, but I don't really care. It's Not Supposed to Be This Way by Lisa TerKeurst. I love Lisa TerKeurst. I have almost all of her books. They're all in here somewhere, but this is the one I've been hearing the most about. And this is Finding Unexpected Strength When Disappointments Leave You Shattered. I feel like that's the story of the past 6 months. And so I have seen this all over Instagram, and I've seen a lot of quotes. And since I adore Lisa, if I had to pick somebody in life that I, you know, that's a celebrity that I really look up to, it would be her. So I found this at Ollie's, and they stuck stickers all over the front of this. And there's some more books that you'll see where they stuck the stickers on the front, which drives me nuts. I don't know how hard it is to just stick the sticker on the back. Is it really that hard? Can we not damage the books with ugly stickers? Big pet peeve. This is the Magisterium. I'm probably butchering that, by Jeff Hirsch. Okay, I've never heard of this book. I have never heard of this author. I found it at Ollie's for like $2, and actually I didn't find it. My husband found it, and when he read the blurb, he was like, "This sounds like something that you would read." It says, on one side of the rift is a technological paradise without famine or want. On the other side is a mystery. I'm sorry, but that just super intrigued me. I'm not a fan of the cover art. I think it's slightly cheesy. However, I'm still going to give it a try. because I'm trying to branch out and not only read books that I have heard about or that I've seen on BookTube. I am trying to experience books just completely on my own without any kind of outside opinion. So I haven't even looked this up on Goodreads to see if it's good or not. So yeah, that's that. Next is Brave Love by Lisa Leonard. If you might know who she is. She's the founder of Lisa Leonard Designs, like those little rings with the stamp names on them. And I have been wanting to read her book since I saw that she had released it. This is Making Space for You to Be You. Look at all the ugly stickers. This originally came from Target, but I got it from Ollie's for $4.99. I'm having some trouble getting them off. How do you guys get your stickers off your book? Tell me in the comments, because I feel like I'm making it even worse. But this neon, or like, I could handle this a little bit, but this neon orange sticker is gonna drive me nuts. Next from Ollie's is The Trader's Game. Stickers. I don't know anything about this. This is from Jennifer A. Nielsen. I know absolutely nothing about this. Another book that my husband found. We thought that the cover was pretty, and I think I've seen it on BookTube. I don't know. I can't remember, but this one was like $1.99. This is Fighter by Manifest. 5 Keys to Conquering Fear and Reaching Your Dreams. It's a self-help book and kind of, I think, a bit of his story. Manifest is a Christian hip-hop artist, and his actual name is Christopher Greenwood. And I bought this through his site. I had seen it on Instagram and I just thought it was really interesting. I haven't read it yet, and it's such a short book. On the back it says, "It's too late, it's my fate, I can't turn around, there's no fear in the mirror to hold me down." I bought this when I was buying a lot of like business and self-help books, and this just kind of intrigued me, so I picked it up. Speaking of self-help books, this is Kristen Martin's Be Your Own #goals. Kristen Martin is here on YouTube. She is an author tuber. I have followed her for a really long time through her writing her fiction books and her nonfiction. And yeah, I saw that I think she had a sale on these, and it was really awesome. And she sent out like all kinds of swag, like stickers and some bookmarks and some, promotional things. I haven't read this either, I know, but I wanted to support a fellow YouTuber, and I've really been impressed with everything she's done with her life. And I think it's really exciting when people kind of branch out. Like, she's been a fiction writer, but now she's branching out and helping people to, go after their dreams, and I love that. This is Sell or Be Sold: How to Get Your Way in Business and in Life by Grant Cardone. I have quite a few of his books, and this was one of those where you only had to pay for shipping. And I bought this when I was focusing really heavily on my marketing business, but I still want to read this just because I know that he's a really great author. And this might be the last businessy no, I lied. It's not. This is 1 Million Followers: How I Built a Massive Social Following in 30 Days by Brendan Kane. This is another one of those books where all I had to do was pay for the shipping. I don't know much about it. I did watch a few videos on it, and it seemed pretty interesting. I might see if this is on Scrib and listen to it via audiobook. I found this at my favorite thrift store. This is Rising Strong by Brene Brown. I have not read any of her books, and everyone talks about her, and so I saw this and figured this was a great way to just jump in and try her out. This is The Reckoning, The Rumble, The Revolution. If we are brave enough, often enough, we will fall. This book is about what it takes to get back up. Yes. I need that in my life. I don't think there's anything else that I need to say about this book. And I hope to finish this by the end of the year, because I think that this might just be a perfect read for me. And I'm pretty sure that this is on Scribd, so I will probably listen to the audiobook. Look at this mask. This is big. This is not normally the size book that I read, but I don't care. It's Francine Rivers, The Masterpiece. I don't know anything about this. I loved Redeeming Love, and I feel like every Christian chick adores that book. But I read that book at the beginning of my marriage and felt like it was me and my husband to a T and the things that we were dealing with. So I've never picked up any other of her books. I have a bunch of her books. I just haven't read them. And then I came across this one. I fell in love with the cover and decided to pick it up. So, yep, that's that. This book was a cover buy for certain, and talk about big books. This is Lamentation by C.J. Sansom. I didn't realize that this is actually part of a huge series, but it is a fantasy. It had a map. That's really all that I needed to know, was that it was fantasy and it had a map. I know nothing about it. Yep. It does take place during King Henry VIII's reign, and has to do with like Protestant, Catholic, something or another. But I don't know which one is the first book. This is the Shard Lake series. I'll have to look into that. It's a very intimidating read. It even has a ribbon bookmark, which, I don't know, I just thought it was a gorgeous book. Next is Wild and Free by Jess Connolly and Haley Morgan. It's just another book that I've heard everyone talk about, and I'm totally on board with this. I got this at the thrift store. It says, tired of being everything to everyone? Start receiving everything from the only one. This is a Christian book, and it's a hope-filled anthem for the woman who feels she is both too much and never enough. Amen to that. So that's that. So this is The Brave Learner by Julie Bogart, finding everyday magic in homeschool learning and life. If you don't know who Julie Bogart is, she is the creator of the writing program Brave Writer, and this is, I believe, her first book like this. And again, this is a book everyone in the homeschool community talks about, so I had to jump on that train, and I know that it's going to be good, and I can't wait to read this. Speaking of homeschool books, next is Homeschool Bravely by Jamie Erickson. I love Jamie. She's super sweet. I've talked to her a few times. We work with some of the same homeschool networks, and I love her writing style. You can see I've been writing all through this book. I feel like I could just highlight the whole thing. I love that there's lots of color in this book. It's not just an ordinary book. It's got lots of bolded text, and it's really easy to read. It's a very quick read, and she just has a lot of great encouragement. I don't care if you are thinking of homeschooling, if you are in the middle of your homeschool journey, you're a veteran, it's your first year, whatever. This is a great read. It says how to squash doubt, trust God, and teach your child with confidence. That really does sum it up. And I love the writing style. It's like having a conversation with a best friend. I really enjoy that. Another homeschool read, and probably one of the ones that I've been the most excited about, is The Call of the Wild and Free, Reclaiming Wonder in Your Child's Education by Ansley Arment. I hope I said that right. I'm pretty new to the wild and free movement, and I don't know how I didn't know about it sooner. I saw this book all over Instagram in the homeschool community and decided that I wanted to look into it more, and I just got it in a few days ago, and I'm 2 chapters in. First off, it's a beautiful book. Like, the cover is super buttery soft. The naked cover is like this forest green, and then it's got green foil on the side. Oh, so pretty. But that's not even where the beauty ends with this book. If you look, let's see, Okay, that's fine. Look at that. There's pictures. It's full color. I mean, yeah, I'm so down for this. And I'm not going to try to explain the whole wild and free thing, but this is just a different mentality when it comes to homeschooling. And I feel like this is finally the guide that I need for our own homeschool, because there are things that I love about Charlotte Mason, there's things that I love about Montessori, there's things that I love about Waldorf, but I don't know how to take all of those things and make it into something cohesive. And I have been seeing the people who follow this, who kind of live this lifestyle, and that's what I look at and I'm like, yes, that's what I want. That's what I want my kids to experience. That's what I want our homeschool to look like. And so it's really got me pumped and really excited. So yeah, check that out. Check them out on Instagram. It's a great way to kind of jump in and see what the whole movement is about, and before jumping into the book. We have Do It Scared by Ruth Sokup, and I've been following Ruth for ever since my couponing days a bazillion years ago. I've read her book, Living Well, Spending Less. I've read her blogging books. I super adore her. I really look up to her. But man, this book is so good. If you're into the Enneagram test, if you're into the Myers-Briggs test, I would definitely check this one out as well. It kind of feels like those books. I would recommend reading this or listening to this through the audiobook. She does read it and she tells her story in here. Her actual testimony is super heartbreaking. A lot of people think that her story is the story that brought along her blog, Living Well, Spending Less, which is that her and her husband were on the verge of the divorce because of her spending habits, and so she tried to cut back and she started writing about them. Although that's a great story, that is not her full testimony, and her actual testimony is mind-blowing, because you wouldn't think that somebody with this much success has been through the hell that she has been through. So I have so much respect for this woman. I love what she is doing. I love the empire that she is building, and it's just really, really exciting. So when this book came out, I started listening to the audiobook, and then I immediately bought the hard copy because I wanted to go back through and take notes in it. This is a 5-star read for me. I really need to do a full review on it. I haven't even updated it on my Goodreads yet, and I need to, because this book is awesome. Next is Rachel Cruz's Love Your Life, Not Theirs: 7 Money Habits for Living the Life You Want. I found this at the thrift store, and she has written a book with her dad, but this is, I think, her first one on her own, and I just wanted to hear her insight. I've loved her dad for ages, and so yeah, I just thought it might be a good read. One more book, and it's a doozy, but it's actually 3 books in one. And this is a bind-up of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma. I actually got this at one of those little libraries, the free little libraries, and I could not believe it. I was so ecstatic. I don't have any Jane Austen books at all. I have them on my Kindle or on my iPad, but I would much rather have hard copies. And I saw this and I thought it was great. It was absolutely amazing, and I don't know why anybody would give this up. I mean, it's Jane Austen, right? So I still want to get like Northanger Abbey and Mansfield Park, but that I still am missing a few more, but I do want to get the rest of her novels. But I just thought this was cool. It's very, old school looking. So this is a very, very old Barnes & Noble edition. So it probably came out in like the late 80s, early 90s, I'm assuming. And now I feel like I need to know. Yep, 90s. Nope. 94. Yep. So I was like 8. when this came out. But that is it. Oh my gosh. And now I get to put all these books away, which won't be any fun at all. So let me know which of these books you are interested in reading, or if you have read them, let me know what you thought of them, because I would love to hear your feedback. Next, I will be doing a haul of the children's books that we have bought the past couple months. A lot of them are going to be kind of homeschool books, but there's some other goodies in there. Most of those have been, they've all been purchased. I think Pearl's the only, nope, I do have 2 books that I think we were sent from publishers, but the other ones I've bought myself. So I will be showing you guys that shortly. Stay tuned for that video. But again, thank you for sticking with me through this really long video and watching it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell, then you'll get a notification for when we have a new video up, which should be shortly. I have a lot of videos. They just need to be edited and uploaded. We filmed a lot over the summer, but being sick, I just didn't have the energy to edit. But that's okay. I'm feeling bomb now, and I'm getting back on my YouTube game. So, yeah, that's it. Hope to see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have a great day.